Yeah, I don't watch those
The murder
videos because
hobo.
I hate my own voice.
Yeah. Well, the videos are honestly there for you guys to, go back and either reminisce about a time when or kind of get caught up on the history and lore because there's a lot of shit going on in it.
A time before Sylvanas committed war crimes.
Yeah, before he
I
was.
watched a little bit to get caught up.
Yeah.
Those aren't the greatest times in my life, so I enjoy the D&D.
Yeah.
Not the greatest time in my life.
Yeah. Um, the recordings are awful when we first start because we don't have like dedicated microphones or anything else like that.
Oh yeah, I was just using my onboard mic for when I first joined the game.
Well, not even. It was like when we were all playing in
Oh
session.
yeah, it was when we were all sitting at a table and we were using a phone mic. That's right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
and the phone did good, but there's a lot of like
Yarp.
background noise and like
Back in the golden ages,
yeah, and
before we didn't have to, before we couldn't actually see each other.
yeah, and then I would get on Matt about tapping his dice, and then about people like crinkling their bags of chips, because it was just abhorrid to try to edit that shit out. I will mute you. See, this is the best part about having this is I can fucking mute you now.
I'm gonna duct tape my push to talk on.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. That's douchey.
Then I'm just gonna duct tape it. Then I'm just gonna eat chips super loud.
Right. Fuck eating chips. Just constantly open up Chex Mix bags.
Yeah, there you go. I was watching a movie with Savannah the other day, and like as soon as the movie started, I started opening like a Kroger kettle chips bag. Those things are so incredibly loud, and
No, they are.
It took me way too long to
Hold
open
on,
it.
Brett,
She
back.
eventually just took it out of my hand and opened it for me. I was like, oh, thanks.
Cheshire, you missed a lot by one episode.
Vinbin almost died.
I
Oh, yeah,
lost an arm and an eye.
8 spawns of Caius. Fucking shit.
I don't think he's there.
Well, either way, spawns of Caius are beastly fucking things.
I was probably the
And
last
then you got
person
your
that should have
arm
went in there.
Aaron Ralston.
Okay, I was wondering if Libby had made it or not. All right, awesome.
I'm here.
Yay!
Going over stories, though.
You're what?
You were going over.
Oh yeah,
stories.
yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Interrupt.
It's pretty crazy, like when I look back on it, and if we just compiled this all into like, you know what I'm saying? Like we just cut out all the fluff and compiled it into like one big long fucking session where I edited out all the bullshit and it was just a continuous scene by scene. Like it would be like you'd be able to connect the dots pretty easily, I think. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being spread out over 2.5, almost 3 years.
Yeah, somebody told me that I should start watching Critical Role, and then they followed it up with, if you have the next few months to get caught up. I was like,
Critical Role's in season
excuse me?
3. Season 3.
Why did I
Yeah.
mention 20?
Like,
Yeah.
I think Campaign 2 has like 140 episodes. Each one is at least 3 hours long. I'm like,
well, they're about
what?
they're about 2.5 hours long because they played every Thursday night. Every Thursday night, didn't miss a beat. Like
one of my favorite Dungeons and Dragons podcasts is Dimension 20, and they have
I like D20.
D20 is fucking great. I've been watching the Star Trek one, and I'm loving it.
Nice. I'd love to play like a fucking tabletop that has to do with like Star Wars or some sort of like Star Trek or some sort of like space exploration. I think that, because it's limitless. It's fucking limitless what you can come with. You could pull something out of your ass and it wouldn't matter because it's a new alien species you just discovered. You know what I'm saying?
There is Star Wars 5e that I'm trying to get people together for.
Yeah.
If you want to, because like there's like a whole other system based around Star Wars, and you can use that. You don't have to put it in the Star Wars universe, obviously. It'll just have, like...
I would join if I could be a Tusken Raider.
I think you can play a Tusken. I'm pretty sure you can play a Tusken.
I just feel like their intelligence level would be so fucking... I don't know, man.
Anyways.
Have you watched... I was going to say, have you watched Book of Boba Fett?
I have not. I have not even seen one episode of it, so I don't want to...
You should check it out. You should check it out.
I watched the other one.
Else about it, but you should check it out.
I will. I'll definitely check it out.
You learn a little bit about Tatooine.
And a little bit more about the fucking Tuskens.
A lot more about the Tuskens, yeah.
Alright, what time is it? Is it
I definitely
It's time.
recommend it. Also,
it
you
time?
guys,
Okay.
I do wanna say thank you for letting me still play and pushing back.
Yeah.
Because I talked to my new boss. He was like, yeah, Sundays are gonna be like a
A
necessity for you.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't really like to dictate anything. I like to leave it to a vote, like always a vote, because then it's just we all have equal say in this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always
I just wanted to say I appreciated it, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, can I have
Oh, yeah,
one thing I was
dude,
gonna ask?
It
was
works
like
with
the
my
group chat
schedule as well.
phones.
Say
I
again.
have only one number saved in the group chat, and the person who said like was cancer. I'm sorry, whoever that is. I don't know which person that is. And I'm
That's-
That's my brother. Yeah.
yeah.
That's me.
okay. I didn't know who this one was because I need to save all those, and I don't know which numbers who. So I'm like, I didn't want to message like I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries, man.
All right, cool. So who remembers what happened last time?
Vinbin
I
got
lost
Vinbin, do you want to refresh us on this? Or?
Sure. We acted we fucking lost the one.
We.
Hey,
Hey,
Hold on,
I
Battle
messaged
Player.
you. I messaged you guys so many times, and I was.
he
super
did though.
engaged in
He
my
did
call.
though. I was actually kind of on the edge of my seat, like when are they gonna fucking answer him? But I was trying not to intervene. I was like, it was giving me anxiety. I was,
in
You
the
were
middle of
trying
a
to intervene.
I was
They
in the
just
middle
wouldn't
of a
answer.
battle to the death. I don't know what you're talking about.
he was pretty raging. He was like if a barbarian was gonna rage, he was flying down at the barbarian at a fucking ungodly speed. But
Pretty much
yes,
last session, we were trying to find the one lady. Then we found a towel with blood, shot it, or no, threw a hammer, killed it,
Yeah.
became a gnome.
I killed it super bad.
yeah.
You
Found
really
where
did.
the gnome lived. Found a statue in a book. I touched the statue, got teleported to a different plane. Almost
Right.
died.
Oh,
lost
just
an
don't touch
eye to
things.
get back, and lost an arm. Because I
You're
threw the
one to
statue in
talk,
wax.
Matt. Just
Hey,
don't
I
touch
learned.
things.
I learned. That's what I'm
After
saying.
getting
I've learned.
possessed, yeah.
mean,
had
did
to
you
shove
though?
you into a bag.
Yeah, I ain't gonna touch shit no more, I did.
Yeah,
Why do you
but no
think
one was doing anything.
Why do you think Bellator always tries to use his mage hand to touch things?
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't want to get
Well,
possessed.
even Max
and
was
or
like,
teleported.
"Yo, stand back. Let me look at this really quick."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what happened. Like you guys were waiting for the assassin. You did some training ground shit. You guys were fucking battling each other. This drow came out, started talking mad shit. Like, where the fuck are you guys? Like, where are you here? I know you're not alone, and so on and so forth. Whether or not she was actually talking to you guys is still under debate. You fought her. She did some fucking force power Jedi shit. You went down the fucking toilet. You got all the gifts, rallied the forces, couldn't find her. Cleaned out the toilets, trying to look for her, looked everywhere on the patrols. And then you guys heard a gunshot later on that night. You went up there, found a gift, fucking gun pointed, a bloody towel was there. Ragnar threw his fucking hammer at it, boom, smashed the towel. The towel unfurled into a small gnome with a crushed head. You guys would later discover that they were hiding bed sheets and stuff like that in the potted soil of the plants inside the royal palace, the royal quarters. Later on, you guys would go to those quarters, do a little bit of investigation, and then you would find and discover a small shrine to Orcus, the god of undeath. Vinbin, you would go to investigate and check out the statue a little bit more, got teleported to another realm, talked to a being that you don't know who it was. They seem to be in charge, though. You fought for your life, ended up somehow severing your eyeball so you can get back and put it back on the statue, because that, to your knowledge, was how you got back, and it worked.
I didn't somehow. I grabbed the enemy's hand and put it to my eye to rip it out.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's a pretty direct thing. And reaching into the ichor, this pustule lava-like ichor that was pouring out of this skeleton's head, this giant skeleton's head that you were on top of while creatures were clawing at you from down below. You grabbed the statue back out after you had thrown it in there, which had dissolved your arm. But you made it back. Immediately got healed. Bellator lopped off your arm for the greater good.
It was a 3-hour course.
All right. And KOSA had put some water on it, trying to get all the muck off there and stuff like that before the lopping. And then he took you back up to the royal quarters, laid you down on the bed. You guys searched the area. KOSA and Bellator had searched the area. Ragnar had made some theories about who the drow was, what was kind of going on, and certain things like that as far as pertaining to the immediate situation, as well as finding Professor Lorsheel down in the halls, who had just arrived previously, just a few moments prior to this whole fiasco. And that's where we're going to start off at. We're actually going to Cheshire. You had stayed up here in the royal quarters, keep an eye out for anybody that may have returned. And now that they're back, once you have figured all this out, you're kind of chilling at the dining table. The Giff is outside on patrol. Captain Poe is out by the gates, along with Gorilla and Elty. We are going to start off. Let's see here. You guys can see all my rooms now. We're going to start off down here because we did not end the night. We ended the session. Karawessa and Ragnar, what are you two doing? You just got done talking to Professor Lorsheel. She came back. You guys had given her the book. She rummaged through it. She got a bad roll. She couldn't find anything immediately because she's super tired. She just got back. Flaming Fist had rescued her from one of the districts. You guys tried to hand her the statute. She was very adamant about not seeing it or touching it, and to give her some time until the morning, perhaps, to rummage through the book a little bit, and inquired very much so about breakfast and how that whole thing pertained to the palace. She had just left the room, went back into her room, and she told you she's going to be staying in the top left hallway, the northern hallway, and to give her some time, and she would see you in the morning.
Perhaps we should join others, Ragnar, and inform them that we've found the Loxodon, Professor.
We should inform one of the Gift that Von Poe know. Yes. There's nothing else in this room, or there's nothing else we can find in here, is there?
I do not know. However, you do remember from when she talked to you last time, the Flaming Fist had brought us through the gateway, and she had actually talked to Captain Von Poe, who said to come down here to these quarters and find a room to go ahead and sleep at. So you are aware that Captain Leonardo Lanthrop Von Poe actually knew about her presence before you did.
Okay, well that's good.
If you would like to search for anything else in here, you can go ahead and give me a perception check. Since it is a new session, I do believe that you got a 14 last time, but that's when you were specifically looking for by the bed.
I rolled an 18, but a 17 is the thing because I have a -1.
Okay, sure. So you rummage around, you look around a little bit more. You do find 2 health potions, plain health potions, and that's about it. Other than that, you don't really find anything else worth anything. No daggers, knives, coins. Barely.
Well, I think I'm more looking for evidence of correspondence
Right.
with the Drow. So, because at this point, I'm not entirely sure the Drow was even in on it. Because the Drow was probably talking to
okay.
Table Talk. The Drow was probably talking to the gnome.
So you're looking for what you guys had originally set out here to look for, which is cohorts, people that were
I feel like
cahoots, as Bellator would say.
Yeah, I feel like there's still more that can be found.
She's in cahoots. Okay. But that's all you find in particular at this moment right now.
Cool.
You do find a couple of health potions, so add that to your inventory. Karawessa, whatabouts are you doing?
Can I do a last check on that bookcase to see if there's any other books, like maybe something on the blood binding?
You did check that bookcase already last time. We'll go ahead and let you do it again. From what you found last time, it was just like the history ofs, kind of like, the history of Falungrim or other like how-to books, like how to knit and stuff like that. But go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Oh shit, that do anything. That's a 6.
Yeah, no. So you find kind of relatively the same stuff. You rummage through it. There's about weaving and knitting and leatherworking and minor tasks like that, but nothing Nothing too crazy. There's some herbalism books in there, but that's about it.
Okay. Then I think perhaps we should go join the others and let them know what we found.
Perfect. So you're gonna head up to the royal quarters, I assume?
Yes.
All right. Perfect.
Yep.
Is there any reason to believe these health potions are not poisoned?
Give me a medicine check.
14.
14. From what you can tell, there seem to be basic health potions. You've used these quite a bit throughout your adventures. Nothing seems off about them. You dip your finger in it, you taste it a little bit, and then you wait, a few minutes by the time you get to the top of the stairs, and nothing seems to have occurred. So you're confident that these are just health potions.
How's Vinbin doing at this point? Because
You're about to.
I don't need any health, so I'm seeing if I need to, I'll pour them down his throat when we get into the room, so we can discuss that at that point, I guess.
Sure. While you guys are walking upstairs, and after you talk to Professor Lorsheel, Bellator, you're just kind of sleeping right now, because you said you were just sitting down on the sofa, off to the side.
As of right now, I'm not sleeping. I'm actually just watching. I'm watching Vinbin and kind of monitoring his condition, making sure he's okay, seeing if I need to do anything else for the time being.
Sure.
If I need to cut off any more limbs or anything like that, standard stuff.
Or see if he starts hovering and talking in tongues.
Yeah, see if I need to start speaking in riddles at him.
Right. So you kind of you observe him for a little bit, and you watch him, and his breath is steady, it's rising, and falling normally. You don't really notice anything else. You kind of inspected him when you'd put him in the bed for anything else. You did the whole medical pat down, in a sense, and you really couldn't find anything else that would ail him.
Cool. That's pretty much all I'm doing right now.
Cool. Cheshire, you saw this happen. You saw him kind of burst in with a GIF. The GIF quickly, closes the doors behind Bellator. Bellator takes him over to the bed. He kind of gave you the lowdown of what had happened, as far as him disappearing, reappearing, and then when he did reappear, he had blood pouring out of his singular eye socket, which was missing an eye, and his arm was completely mangled and acidic, and just melting. And he gave you kind of the entire rundown of what I gave you guys this at the very beginning of this session.
I'd say this is the first time you guys see my face, because usually I have it hidden.
Right. Cheshire, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, my girlfriend's distracting me.
Oh, that's fine.
It's always the women.
Right. Yeah. So we can give you a couple minutes. I could revert back over to. I imagine that you're just kind of sitting around, kind of by Bellator.
Yes, I'm just sitting around. I'm looking at Vinbin, wondering if he's cool, and I'm just chilling, waiting for the others to arrive.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So you guys talk a little bit. Bellator, it takes some time to kind of tell you what's going on. Ragnar, Carawessa, when you guys get up here, the GIF already has his gun at the ready. The GIF are on high alert. He sees you guys and he kind of gives a stomp and a salute, old British style, kind of, and he nods for you guys and he lets you guys in and you guys pass, and he closes the door behind you. He's very adamant to come over and open the doors for you and then close them behind you. It's a little extra. So you guys come in and you see Bellator and all of them gathered kind of around the bed where Vinbin is at. Yes. So you guys walk in, they stop chatting. Anything you'd like to tell these guys, or anything you guys like to do?
Firstly, Ragnar.
Well, a bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can go.
Okay. Ragnar's gonna walk up to Vinbin and get a good look at him. And Jesus Christ, whoever that is. Sorry, that's just something I've heard somewhere. You look like shit. Here's a. So I have 2 health potions. You can just drink the fuck out of these and
Vinbin
drink
did
them.
pass out last session, so he is completely unconscious.
Oh, okay. Well, they're here. I want to put them by the bed. Well, I'm still talking to him at this point, even if he's unconscious. So,
Sure.
Buck,
Sure.
we got cripples. Not bad cripples. He's just got 1 arm now. We need to get Vinbin another arm.
Alright, Carissa, what are you doing?
Bit of good news, we've found the Loxodon professor, and she's going to go over the book of statue we found to see if there's any information in there.
Keep in mind, this is about 1:30 in the morning at this point.
I'm pretty sure we're all probably ready to go to sleep.
No, you guys want to stay awake, or? Because she literally
I
just
think
she
we
just
could
told
stay
you that,
asleep,
yeah.
but we should sleep, but with watch. I
I
mean, we
could
have
stay
someone
watch.
outside, but there's still the dark elf on the loose that tried to be murdered by these 2. Even if she's good or bad, she might be pissed off.
Right.
I agree.
I can stay
That
up
would
and
be the
stay
best.
watch.
Well, you don't have to take the whole watch. Normally, we split the watch if anything. So we'll share the load. The healthiest of us. Bellator, you should stay next to Vinbin through the night as the healer. I will take your watch, and the 3 of us can. I'll take 2 watches, and the 3 of us can take the rest. The other 2, I guess, if that's math.
I only need to rest for about an hour. I should be okay to keep going. If I need to take watches as well, I am fine.
All right. I just don't want to take any attention away from your patient, as it were. But that's fine. We do need to get him healthy because we do have to leave soon. Feel like a broken record, whatever that is.
I will take a watch. You
A
don't need
broken
to keep
music
us all up.
box.
I will still
A
gladly
mimic
take
that
watch.
sings.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So you guys are crashing out?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we posting up at?
I'll stay right where I'm at.
Alright, perfect. Okay, Wessa, where are you sleeping?
I suppose I'll just find one of the other couches where I have been before.
Okay. Alright, awesome. So sleep over there. Ragnar, Cheshire, where are you guys sleeping?
I will take the other couch by Carawessa.
Okay. Cheshire?
I decided to sleep on a chair with near the dining area.
Okay, I'm gonna put you right there. Do a battle
There's
buddy.
a full couch right there too.
There's another couch. There's a whole nother bed. Yep.
Yeah, I just
Well, I
decided to
thought
sleep on
like
the
Gorilla
chair.
and
Okay.
LT had took that bed.
They are out by the gate. They're out in the gatehouse. All right. So, the night passes. Bellator, give me a perception check.
Good start to the game. 22.
22. Awesome. So you're pretty vigilant. You know, you look around. You don't wander too far away from Vinbin, but you kind of come out here. You look around a little bit. The torches have kind of died out a little bit. It's dim light, like every other torch is lit. However, you don't seem to see anything. Everything seems pretty peaceful and pretty quiet. Does somebody have another watch?
I'll take
I was
the
gonna say,
next.
before I go to sleep, I'll go wake up Ragnar for the second watch.
Alright, so you wake up Ragnar. Ragnar, give me a perception check. Excuse me.
That's a 10.
10. You wander around. You're kind of, a little bit more sus on the bathroom up here. You kind of wander around. You look at it. You don't really find anything. Well, you don't really. You don't. You don't find anything. You kind of wander around, but the night, once again, is peaceful. Nothing really happens. Are we waking anybody up for more watches?
I'll wake Carawessa. I'm going back over there.
Okay. You go back over, you wake up Carawessa, hop back in bed. Carawessa, give me a perception check.
That is a 15.
Okay. So you walk around, you kind of admire the statues and stuff like that. As you're passing tables, you kind of look under tables. You check out the bathroom as well. The darker corners that have every other torch lit, back in the bathrooms and in the fountain room. You check out on the Giff. The Giff is still posted. He remains vigilant. Asks you if you need anything, and quickly dismiss it and go back to your watch. Awesome. Are we waking anybody else up for the last round, or?
I can take the last watch.
I'll wake up Cheshire.
Okay. You go down, you wake up Cheshire, tell him it's his watch, and you go back to sleep. Cheshire, give me perception.
I got a 24.
24? Awesome. You think you hear something in the bathroom. You go wandering up there. It's about an hour in. You go up there. You enter cautiously. You kind of look around, but there's nothing there. You look down each one of the shitters, and there's nothing there. Although they are relatively clean. Your watch passes, and it's very peaceful. Towards the end of your watch, everybody begins to wake up, starting with Ragnar. As you are the cook, you're used to these early hours. You get up. What you doing?
I'm gonna go down to start breakfast.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Cheshire know that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
When I'm down there, I want to get a hold of one of the guards, see if they can, while people are getting up, flag down the rest of the cooks and send them back in there with me because I've completed my searches and all that.
Okay. Are you getting hold of one of the Giff, or are you getting hold of one of the local guards? Palace
One of the
guards?
local guards, because they know the people down there. They know who
Sure.
was in and out and stuff. I
Okay.
figured that'd be easier.
Sure. So Cheshire, he tells you he's going down to start cooking breakfast and whatnot. Bellator.
I'm gonna check on Vinbin, make sure he's doing okay.
Okay.
I want to make sure that he's not I'm gonna wake him up, like gently.
Uh-huh.
I would say shake his shoulders, but I'm gonna avoid causing any unnecessary damage. Oh, also everybody gets 10 temporary HP.
All right, guys. Add the 10 temp to your overall HP. So you go over and you kind of gently go to reach for his shoulder, and then you realize that there's nothing there, and then so you make sure that you shake his other shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, LOL.
How are you feeling, Vinbin? Are you all right?
Before he answers that, I feel with my character's PTSD, and anyone times waking up, the reason I sleep alone is because I throw daggers when
I
people
know.
try to wake me up.
I know. I was waiting for you to, yeah.
Do I try to throw a dagger, or I do throw a dagger?
You don't have any daggers on you.
Copy. It still spans out like I'm trying to fucking attack something.
Yeah, he does. He he tries to hit you with his right arm, which isn't there, and then immediately like slaps his hand kind of against your collarbone where your armor's at, and he pulls himself up towards you as if it would be like a reflex for his right arm to bring a dagger across your throat and hold it at your throat. However, his right arm is no longer there, so he's basically just holding you, looking at you face to face, with kind of a very startled look upon his face before he realizes it's just you.
I ask once again, how are you feeling? Just completely unfazed.
You pop a little mint in his mouth. No, sorry.
Give him a little smooch on the cheek.
Yeah.
You don't have a fucking arm. How do you think I feel?
Probably lighter.
No, it was my fighting arm. I have no arm. I don't know how to fight right now. I'm not the greatest.
Well, I would say start practicing with your left hand, and I'm gonna take a dagger and I'm gonna hand it to him. You're probably gonna need this.
Vinbin, give me a Constitution check.
A 3.
A 3. You're in immense pain. You move, and after the adrenaline from the initial startle of waking up hits you, you feel your eye throbbing, and you feel your arm as though it's still there, but it's dipped in lava, and it's just kind of just this constant pain that isn't enough to make you reel and scream, but it's enough to make you slow down your movements. And everything you do will take twice as long.
With that, can you like grip the dagger I just got and like stab the like back wrist or stab something to like
Yeah.
like when you get hurt, you like grab something, like move it,
Mhm.
kind of do something like that.
Right, you try to convert the pain, yeah. So you take the dagger, though when you go to grab it, you do it so slowly, and then like you stab it into the side with a jolt, and kind of pull yourself up slowly. And despite the pain, it's a little bit of stress reliever to stab the side of the wooden bed. But you find that you can walk and you can move. The blood has been cleaned up off of you. Bellator did that in the night when he first gotten you up there. You do have a bandage wrapped around your eye and around your head. Though it's not exactly like, it's not a permanent bandage. It's a kind of a crude bandage. Though it will sustain you for a few days, so long as you clean it and so on and so forth. Your arm is kind of the same way. It's kind of seared itself as far as what is already dead flesh, but Bellator had taken some of the time in the night to cut off the remaining seared flesh and to keep a water bowl next to you. So there is a little bit of a bloody water bowl next to you with some water, like a basin and stuff like that. But it's relatively cleaned up and it's patched up, and you do have crude bandages around that as well.
I did as much as I could. I'm sorry I couldn't save the arm.
It's fine. I need a new arm.
I am not accustomed to finding new limbs. I see you're taking the loss well.
The the flaming fish should at least know something because they've been around, so maybe they know something. Maybe with my look of my arm, we can find KOS with some thumbs.
I was unaware that Caroessa was missing her thumbs. I guess I don't spend much time looking at her hands, though.
But
her
you
fighting
wouldn't have, though,
style,
would
I
you
probably
have?
should. No, I wasn't there for
No,
that.
that
You
was
weren't.
before he got
Yep.
here.
You wouldn't know
I
it.
pretty much say like it got chopped off right before he came, because that was how we got into it, and it just chopped her thumbs off.
So it's Caroessa's fault that Max died.
What?
No,
That
this
was a joke. I'm trying to lighten the mood. I am trying to lighten the mood. You are missing an arm and an eye. That doesn't mean you can't smile, and I'll walk away.
So he walks away. Vinbin, are you trying to get up and?
Is it morning?
It is morning. Yeah, it's early morning. The sun hasn't really it's barely crowning the horizon.
Zach,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself because that's an at-will spell for me.
Sure.
And it lasts for 8 hours.
Awesome. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to probably walk around and just head down to the servants' quarters, just kind of walk around to try to like get my bearing of all this new site and shit.
Okay. Sure.
And try to find the blacksmith. I know there's a blacksmith to try to find new armor or an armory to replace the armor that mine's destroyed. And then when it's breakfast time, I can never remember KOS's goddamn fucking friend's name.
Oh, it's LT.
LT and Gorilla.
Yeah.
Try to
Gorilla
find
is
those
like
two.
gorilla,
And
and LT is just like the letter L and T.
yeah, when it's breakfast time, like I will try to find the flaming fist and try to find Gorilla and LT.
Sure. Yeah. Ragnar had just woken up probably about 5 minutes prior. He's still heading down the stairs by the time you guys were doing this. Bellator, you walk away. Are you heading anywhere in particular, or are you just staying up here?
I'm gonna head downstairs to the kitchen with Ragnar.
All right, perfect. KOS, what are you doing? You're waking up. You see Bellator and Vinbin kind of walk out. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go over and join him.
Okay, so you'll walk downstairs with him down to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheshire, your watch has ended. You see everybody kind of get up, and they say that they're heading down. You hear the conversation between Vinbin and Bellator. You see them heading downstairs along with Carowessa as she passes you. What are you doing?
I will follow down to the kitchen for
Okay.
breakfast.
Perfect. So you all kind of go down there. You guys go down to the servants' quarters.
Zach, as I'm walking down the stairs, can I send a message to the king to ask him how he's doing?
Sure.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna send a quick message. How are you feeling?
So he writes back, and the script kind of appears in your book, and he says, "I am doing well. Word on the assassin? Question mark."
Not yet, but we found something. And then I'm gonna just, over the course of several messages, because of the 25-word limit, I'm gonna explain the situation with the gnome and finding the statue to Orcus, and the book with the book was like a necromancy, like it was like necromancy for dummies or something, wasn't it?
From what you guys could investigate through flipping through it briefly, yes, it had like some lower level minor spells to it, like some third level spells and so on and so forth. However, Professor Lorsheel did divulge to Carowessa and Ragnar when she looked through it briefly that it did get progressively better. Like it got progressively more intricate the further you went on in it.
I see. I'll essentially just relay to him that we found someone hiding in the king's chambers. They died, and then I'll let him know that Vinbin got real fucked up by something.
And he writes back, a gnome? Question mark. The script appears on your book.
There was a gnome hiding as a towel with very obvious question mark in the washroom in your chambers, Your Highness.
Let me see.
The same chamber that held your plants. It appeared that she was the one hiding the bed sheets in the soil of the plants.
He will write back to you. How? Question mark. We have no gnome servants prior to the attack.
Well, you don't anymore.
LOL. Alright, awesome. So, he writes back, "Thank you. Stay vigilant, my friend. I am doing well. We may return soon."
Of course, Your Highness. Rest well.
All right, Ragnar, you get down there. You speak with the guard. You ask him if he can round up all the cooks and so on and so forth, and give me give me a persuasion check.
17.
17. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you come down and you say, "Hey, go ahead and give me, go ahead and get me the cooks and stuff right here from down here." He looks a little reluctant at first, kind of like, "What the fuck am I, an errand boy?" But then he says, "Of course, my lord. It's good to see you again." And then he goes and he retrieves all of your cooks and hands that he can find, and you now have a full kitchen. Everybody's kind of moving. They say, it's good to be back. And they kind of ask you, well, what'd you kick us out for in the first place, if you don't mind me asking?
Well,
They're all working while they're talking, kind of
there's
kneading the dough, mixing the eggs.
Yeah, there's some things I can't get into, but potential security issues in the castle.
And it had to
Can't
do
get
with the
into any more
food.
details. Potentially, but it did not.
Anything we need to keep an eye out for is all I guess that's just what I'm asking is, should we keep an eye out for anyone or anything in particular, food? We take inventory.
Nothing.
There's plenty here.
If anything comes up new, like odd herbs and spices, I'll have to get names of some things, but also
Sure.
keep this just between us. If you see a dark elf, let me know. Not just because she's a dark elf, just she's a person of interest.
They kind of give you a sideways look for a second, and they kind of nod their head. Of course.
But I'm here because I've seen her. I've talked to her, but she's come up missing.
I've seen her too, my lord. There's a dark elf or drow that walks around here somewhere. It's, I know you're not mad.
Well,
and he kind of like winks at you and gives you a nod and smiles.
Well, all the best people are. So,
we're all a little mad here, another guy says.
It's a heron gun, right?
Yeah.
Or a guy's got a weird fucking hat on.
Yeah.
Did Rolo come down?
Rolo is not here.
I wanted to tell him that I dick punched Bellator. But but enough talking. We should. There should be some help down here momentarily. Hopefully, I think my friends said they was coming down. That could just be table talk. But you guys get to start, and we'll switch out every now and then so we can eat breakfast too. But for now, we need to get it started.
Yep. So they're all cooking and they're moving from furnace to furnace. They stoke the fires and they're getting the bread's baked and they're cutting the loaves up and they're getting the butter ready and they're mashing the potatoes and the eggs, and the other guys over there tying off more sausages and stuff like that. And the party does come down. It was Bellator. Let's see here. Do I not have? I may not have him in there just yet. I think I took him out.
Bellator is 2 below Carawessa.
Bellator's already on there.
Sorry, I heard you say Bellator, and then I don't think.
Oh, there's Cheshire. I don't know why I didn't see Cheshire. He's right below Captain Poe. It's alphabetical, for fuck's sake. Nope, Cheshire or Bellator is in there. I was looking for Cheshire. Yeah, they all kind of come in, trickle in, and then Cheshire's the last one to come walking in.
Vinbin, I don't know why you are here. You sit your ass down now. Find a seat, and I'll bring you some food.
one of the cooks like grabs the stool and brings it over and kind of sits it down next to you and gives you a nod, Vinbin, and then walks back over and starts shoveling out loaves of bread as they're cooking.
Thank you, Bartholomew.
Take the stool over.
Of course. That's what I'm here for, is to serve.
Hello?
Yeah, we're all here.
Is anyone there?
Hello?
Yes.
Here, cut out me.
Yes, I is here. The Twitch stream is being funny as well.
Oh, it looks like I just had a hiccup, but we're back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I
Okay.
can hear you now.
Yes, indeed.
I don't know what that was about. Yeah, I just had a bit of a hiccup, but yep, go ahead, guys.
Take the stool that someone just gave me.
So, if my friends, you don't mind, other than Vinbin, if you don't mind hopping in for our friends, so we can all eat some. I'm assuming there's some food already made that's been taken upstairs and stuff. So, like, I'm assuming it's been a little bit.
Actually, they'd gotten down here once you guys had started cooking everything and doing everything. I mean, it all happened relatively simultaneously.
Okay, so nothing's really ready yet.
Nothing's
Alright.
quite ready. Are you guys still with me?
Yes.
Okay, my OBS is
Yep.
just informing me that we have established reconnection. Like
Oh.
60 seconds later. But yeah, some about 15 minutes or so goes by. You guys are kind of resting. Some food is done. They are starting to shovel stuff up. What are you doing? Are you giving Vinbin a plate?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Vinbin a bowl first, a plate first, and then
Okay.
we'll send some up, and periodically we'll switch out another the cooks, and they'll be able to eat. But
Sure.
other people are gonna get food too. But I'll be the last one.
All right. Yeah, so you rotate people out. Vinbin, he puts down a hearty breakfast in front of you. You see the cooks kind of rotating out, taking up trays of bread and taking up sausages and bowls of eggs, along with stacks of plates. And they're relatively all set up all at once, and they kind of start dishing out different foods up top, where they found it easier just to kind of do family style. They go up there and kind of do an assembly line sort of thing and hand out food and plates.
Very good.
So what do you guys yeah.
Perhaps after everyone's eaten, we should try to connect with Professor Lorsheel to see what she's discovered about the book, and then perhaps we should be on our way from this town. It seems like it's as established as we can make it.
So you guys do remember that
Agreed.
Lorsheel was very adamant about breakfast. And she said that she would meet you guys or talk to you guys in the hall.
Yeah, she's probably upstairs already.
All right. Then I think I'm going to go and try to find the professor.
Okay.
Or LT and Gorilla, whoever I run into first when I go to the dining hall.
All right, cool. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm finishing up down here.
Okay.
Vinbin, you can stay down here if you don't want to go up and deal with the crowd yet.
I was going to look for the armory to find some armor for myself so I can replace my tattered ones and then talk to LT and Gorilla.
Get them repaired.
Yeah.
So as far as you guys have been established, there's not a designated smith. But we can look around for one.
I remember we were saying there's a blacksmith here, so remember we talked to him at one point.
It escapes me. I remember you guys were looking for an alchemist, and there was no alchemists there was no herbalists or anything like that here in the palace either. What did you guys talk to the blacksmith about? If you want to refresh my memory.
I just remember we talked like, oh, I'm like, was a blacksmith or something. I just remember, I can't remember how long ago it was. It's just vaguely in my head.
Interesting. Alright. Yeah, we can look around for one though. Bellator, Ragnar, you're staying down here in the kitchen?
Yeah, at least enough things done for breakfast and setting up for lunch so they don't need me for the rest of the day, because I'm looking forward to getting the fuck out of the city so we can kill the fuck out of some Mogral'duul.
Okay. Bellator, Cheshire, what are you guys doing?
I'm pretty much just. I'm gonna help Matt.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna help Ragnar around the kitchen. Try to give him some. Let him rest a little bit since he's been working so hard in the kitchen lately.
Sure. Cheshire?
Is it possible if I can go look for some more poisonous items for my poisonous kit?
Sure. Sure, you can do that. Let's do breakfast first. So Cheshire, you head out while everybody else is kind of cleaning up, doing their thing. You head out to go look for some snakes or some plants that you might be able to identify to get some more poison. Carawessa and Vinbin, you guys go topside. Captain Poe's up here. LT and Gorilla are up here. Captain Poe's down here. The Professor Lorsheel is up here as well. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so Carawessa, when you walk in, you do see Professor Lorsheel and Captain Poe, LT, and Gorilla at the table down here. I assume you go over there and sit down?
I do. I'm gonna bow my greeting to all of them and
Okay.
to Professor Lorsheel. It's like, I see that you have received the breakfast that you were looking for.
Oh yes, yeah, it's really good. This is a really hearty breakfast for such a town that's been ransacked like this, or I guess not town, it's a bay, it's a city. But yes, yeah, it's very good. Thank you. Did you cook this? And she takes like a hearty bite and she like looks at you from the side of her eyes.
I did not. That is our cook was Ragnar. You met him last night as well.
She kind of tilts her chin up. Oh, yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Compliments to the chef. And she like continues the shovel.
I will be sure to pass those on.
Vinbin, you see them sitting down at the table when you enter the feast hall. You see kind of various people at different tables.
I sit down with Carawessa.
Okay, why don't you give me a perception check as you walk over to sit down.
Just 11 because I took off my proficiency.
Right. So you kind of look around. Every now and again, you peer around and you look. And some people are just mostly shoveling food in their mouth, and then you see like other small children and stuff like that looking up at you, kind of frightened. Not that they're frightened of you, but they're frightened of what might have happened to you. A couple of people like turn and look, and they kind of whisper a little bit, and then they look back at you. But when they catch your eye, they kind of look back down at their plate. During your time of walking, you do see a man looking directly at you. He's got kind of black, charcoaly looking smudges on his forearms and stuff like that. You immediately believe that this guy might be a smith of some sort, or do some sort of metalworking. He's kind of a balder gentleman. He does have kind of a sweaty white shirt on. He looks like he does work around fire or either labors very hard, but you do think that this may be a blacksmith. You walk over and you sit down at the table, and Captain Poe looks over at you, and LT nods at you, and Gorilla kind of gives you a stern nod as well. Professor Lorsheel kind of eats, and then she kind of smiles at you, looks over, begins to eat again. Then she stops and looks over at you really quick. She's like, "Oh, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm guessing you're the one that touched the statue, huh? Went to a dark place. If you don't mind me asking, I sorry to be so forward, but the more we know."
You're fine. I did touch the statue.
And how are you holding up, old boy? Are you doing all right? You seem to be quite chipper for somebody who has had their arm amputated and their eye severed.
Everything hurts. And my entire goal right now, I want to talk to LT and Gorilla to try to get some training in to train my arm so I can get better and try to find a new arm and hopefully find some thumbs for KOS too.
We can help you with that. LT kind of nods at you, and she says, I can't guarantee that you will be a master, as neither of us are a master, but we can definitely help you wield and do what you must with your left arm.
We can probably just go to the training ground and fucking train me to the dirt until I die and come back and then keep doing it again.
If this is what you wish.
I think training makes for the better. We train every day, us Giff, in rotations. The pain, you said, old boy.
Captain Poe reaches down and grabs a sack from the side of his when the fuck is it? There he is. Of his belt, and he pulls it up and he unfurls it and he's like, yeah. And he kind of pulls out this tiny little white egg that seems to have like some neon spots on it, and he kind of rolls it across the table at you.
It was a little ball.
It's like a little ball, yeah.
I pick it up and grab like, what is this, Captain Poe?
And he kind of puts the string back, and he tightens the string and latches it back to his belt, and he's like,
It's a little thing that my men and I take when we are seriously wounded, and we have not yet died or died gloriously. It will ease the pain. It's
a sensu bean.
It is not a bean. Who said that? It's not a bean. It is an egg from a sea creature that will most certainly numb your pain. As children, the eggs, as morbid as it might be, they have not fully developed their venom, making it a perfect antidote, if you will, for the pain. Cheers.
Well, I will take it later when I do some training, so I don't waste it.
Most certainly. The effects on someone, if you don't mind me saying so, of your petite stature, should last quite a while. I have not tested it out fully on yourself, but 2 eggs is enough for a Giff, if that is any consolation to measurement.
I appreciate it. I just need to do a bunch of things because, as you can see, my armor is destroyed. I think I saw someone over there that might be a blacksmith. After lunch, I will probably try to go get training to practice with my arm better.
Indeed, we repair our own armor and stitch our own clothes. I would be no match for a craftsman, leather worker, or a metalsmith of any kind, but if you cannot find one, I will do my best, and my men will do our best to fashion you something.
Well, thank you. I will finish this food, and I think I see someone over there that might help me find some armor or fix this. Because I do not like having people seeing my face.
All right, perfect. Um, so Lorsheel kind of looks over at you, Caroessa, and she says, uh, so, yep. And then she kind of burps a little bit. So I looked through that book a little bit more, and I did discover that there is a transportation ritual of sorts, but it's kind of, you have to be dedicated to the god. You know, you have to be really dedicated to the Orcus, and he's, he's kind of a mean son of a bitch, and he requires quite a bit. But you have to sever your own eye, you see, and when you get to the plane, if it's within his good graces, it says in the text that he will bestow upon you a new one. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but that's what it's saying, and that's all I can decipher from it.
That is incredibly helpful. I feel like Orcus is probably not a god that you want to be in league with unless you were a very, very desperate person.
Oh no. No, 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 not at all. And she takes another big hearty bite, and she kind of like spills a little bit of it, but she's like flipping through the book a little bit. She's like, "Here's an interesting thing, though. Um, there's a lost library, that they were talking about in here, and it's very, very briefly mentioned, but it's something that we have been looking for as well. Even the College of Strixhaven for a very long time, and it seems that they have found it. Have you ever heard of Gallandill's library?"
I want to shift my eyes across the table at like Elk and Gorilla to see if they recognize anything. But I'm very eager to hear. It's like, please go on. No.
So you look at Gorilla and Eltie's face. Gorilla kind of looks over at Eltie and kind of nods a little bit, and Eltie uh, definitely nods, and she's like, "Yes, we have both heard of this, though we are unfamiliar that it was here in Falungrim. We didn't think that Falungrim was that established or that old. It doesn't have many years beyond some of the other continents. It was, I believe, by High Elf Gallandill's family that created it, no?" Um, and so Professor Lorsheel finishes chewing. Yes, and that's the crazy thing about it is that it's here off the coast of Falungrim. The Gallandills were very, very, very prominent high elves. They were rich. They had power. It said their bloodline died out somehow, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, there's wars in between, and people got married off, and either way, they built a library, and they contracted dwarves and others to do that with them. There's several different houses, and I can't name all the houses, though I don't think very many exist to this day, if any at all. And even if they did, it was lost. It was lost, and you could only have an invitation to this place. And if you didn't have an invitation to this place, you could show up, but you couldn't get in. It is all very fascinating. They say that it's what did they call it? I can't remember. Let me think. It wasn't just Gallandill's library. It was something else. Give me a history check. Koessa.
19.
19? Awesome. So you knew. Let me see, where is it at? I cannot seem to find it. Yes. You know it as the Lost Library. So you've heard of it, but you've only heard of the Lost Library that was by a prominent elven lords, and you thought that it was only for the lords and ladies of the elven kind. However, Lorsheel has just informed you guys that it is, while it does say the Lost Library of Gallandill, it is namely Gallandill's library. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. It's just the Lost Library. It hasn't been found in, oh, I don't know, years, centuries, maybe even. It's a very ancient library, and they say that it holds all of the knowledge from all of Aeon and beyond, some even different planes. It's a massive library. We must go there.
And if they've just discovered it, perhaps there is something in there that would be helpful for our quest.
Oh no, it doesn't say that they have just discovered. They've known about it. This cult, the cult to Orcus. But I don't know if they've told anybody else about it. I hope not, anyways. But in the brief notation that was in here, it didn't say that they could get in. I don't believe that they had an invitation from Gallandill's family. Or any of the scholars, really, from Gallandill's library. You know, it wasn't just Gallandill and his family that had access to this library. It was, well, there was iron husks and different families and houses of tieflings and minotaurs and druids. And if you were a scholar, you could get in. But you had to have an invitation. I heard some horrible, horrible things happen to people who tried to break in there. They called them the Jades. Yeah, that's it. The Jades. I don't know why.
How does one go about getting an invitation?
Well, it has to be written out by the family, of course.
What lines are still available to give such an invitation?
Well,
You said the dwarven,
none
many
that
of the
we know
dwarven
of.
ones have died out.
There's none. There might be a few here and there, but even if we tried to track down their bloodlines to any of the houses, to any of the Minotaurs or Gallandrills or anywhere, the Frostbeards or the Iron Husks or anything. Tiefling houses, half-elf houses, gnomes, it doesn't matter. Lightfoots, it doesn't. We wouldn't be able to find them. They're so scattered. Forgotten. You know, not everybody can pick up an axe, you know, and just go out adventuring, and some of us like our books, and I don't know, sometimes some things just die out and are lost.
The world is truly the poorer for it.
She seems kind of down, but then she like kind of perks up a little bit. She's like, come and talk to me later, when you have a minute. I'll be down in my chambers. Do whatever you need to do, but we should leave, and we should leave quickly. I feel that time is not on our side.
Of course. Thank you, Professor Lorsheel.
So, Ragnar, Bellator, what are you guys doing down there? You guys are cleaning up. You guys are getting everything
right now
tied
my ears
away.
are ringing because I feel like someone's talking about me.
Cheshire, give me survival check.
What modifier is that?
Wisdom, I believe.
I got a 13.
A 13? Cool. So, you do go out. kind of go out of the grounds. You go past the gate house. When you go out, you do see kind of a lot of people are. It's kind of bustling. There's actually a lot of people trying to rebuild. Shops aren't quite open yet or anything else like that. But you do see people like moving around stone and patching up houses and stuff with like wooden planks. The town is very busy. You can hear it, and there's like there's actually quite a bit of population. But the majority of the population you do notice is that it's the Flaming Fist. There's a lot of groups of the Flaming Fist around, like in groups of 10 here and there, and there's quite a bit of them. But you do go down to the beach, and you go out to the sands, and you kind of wander around. You do end up finding some sea crabs that have come up that are poisonous. And give me another survival check to see if you can milk the venom from them and put them in a vial.
Oh, hell yeah, I got 22.
Nice. So you do find a couple of these crabs, and you do successfully extract the venom from them. This would be the equivalent of snake oil, or the snake poison in the book. And you do extract 1 full vial from 2 of the crabs. So you do have a full vial of what would be a snake venom, but this will be more of a sea venom. And you should be able to get about 10 or so extracts from that if you're to coat it on your weapons.
Nice. After I finish up, I will head back to the dining hall to meet up with everybody else.
Sure. By the time you get back, breakfast might be over with because this would have taken some time. It would have taken about an hour or two. But yeah, definitely. We'll head back to the palace and stuff like that. So, Bellator and Ragnar.
Well, I'm gonna meet up. I assume Ragnar, Bellator, and I have eaten because I wanted to make sure that everyone that was working ate.
Yep.
So we're both fed. I want to make sure Onion is fed.
Yep.
But I think we should meet up with the rest of our party.
Okay, sure.
To
It's just you two in the room. The other cooks have kind of gone back to their daily tasks and doing stuff. So it's just you two in the clean kitchen. You guys are gonna go up to the feast room.
Yeah, I think that's where the people are.
Okay, cool.
So on the way, I wanna mention to Bellator that the dick punch is a familial thing, and it's not meant as shameful but honorable. So.
Oh, I understand. I believe you told me.
Well, I want to stress that because not even Rolo's got the dick punch yet. He's not got me, at least. I've gotten him tons of times, but he's not got me yet.
But of course.
Alright, so you guys get up there, and you see them kind of talking and stuff like that. Gorilla and LT get up to leave. Vinbin, as you're walking away, they do say, meet us out at the training grounds whenever you are ready, friend. Awesome. So they kind of nod at you two and kind of bow a little bit as they pass by. Ragnar and Bellator, you guys do see Captain Poe, Professor Lorsheel, and Carawessa sitting at the table at the end.
I'll go and sit across from Carawessa.
Okay. Bellator?
I'll also go sit at the table.
Okay, awesome.
Can I just basically fill them in real quick with what was said? I mean, I'm sure they were listening, so.
Yeah. So she fills you in with what you guys what they had discussed prior at the table. Captain Poe says,
I can have my men ready to leave at a moment's notice. I have made a distinct contract with the Flaming Fist that they are delivering a ton today, and plenty of it. As a matter of fact, we have enough to fuel our ship.
Hmm.
Very good. I think we should prepare to leave before the day is out.
Indeed.
Our mission lies elsewhere, and we could use all the help we could get if you and your men are willing to come risk life and limb to save the world. In a very smart and battle mastery way, though. Not like dying for nothing, but like it'll probably be risky.
Are you an Asmir?
Yes, I am.
Really fascinating. You know, I've only seen a couple of your kind. I mean, if you don't mind, she's just kind of sitting there staring at you. She has like a spoonful of like one of her last bites that she had pinched onto her utensil, and she's kind of staring at you. She's like, "Ah, so what's it like? What's what Celestial do you work for? I guess I don't know if you work for her, but
I
yeah,
suppose
you know."
you could call it that. I am an emissary of the goddess Nike.
She slowly takes a bite of her food and slowly pulls the utensil out of her mouth. She goes, "Uh-huh.
I was sent here in lieu of payment for the, I guess you could say, soul of their last party member. Maximus was a devout follower of Nike, and Nike wanted to repay the party for his newfound service to her in the afterlife by sending me to assist them on their quest.
I
Fascinating."
thought Max was literally destroyed, though. I thought like his soul got just like he was gone. I don't think he was even having an afterlife. I thought that was I don't know. I don't know. I just
Once a warrior is claimed by Nike as a golden knight, their soul is forever bound to her. No matter what kind of dark magic took Max out of this world, his flesh may have been destroyed, but his soul went straight to her.
his pet pig got destroyed. That was sad.
Yes, I did hear about that as well, and that is very sad. In fact, a lot of him got destroyed, if I heard correctly. In fact, 100% of him got destroyed.
Well, except for
Well,
them fancy shoes.
how did he get destroyed? What was going on?
During my briefing, I was told that he was disintegrated by some sort
There was
of
a lich.
Oh
powerful
yeah, you got
spellcaster.
a lich. Where? Here?
Shh. Yeah. His name was hang on. I know this. Anetalu.
Oh, yeah, no, Anetalu. Yeah, Anetalu. No, we've been
We
tracking Anetalu. No,
we
no,
killed the
no.
fuck out of him.
Anetalu wasn't a lich. No, not even
What
close.
was he?
But he was just a dark sorcerer. He wasn't a lich. Thank God, you scared me.
Oh. Well,
But yeah,
sorry, we
Anetalu.
killed the fuck out of him.
Anetalu, the Dark Bookmaster. Yeah, we've been the Olmist Inquisitor and the Lightbringers and so on. We've been tracking them for quite a long time. Kind of a well, I guess I shouldn't have been talking about this. But Strixhaven has some very influential friends, and sometimes we do some side work and we get some special funding. But yeah, no, Anetalu, very nasty stuff though. Very dark wizard. You would think he was a lich though, wouldn't you? Just from what I hear when you look at him.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty
Max.
scary thing to look at.
Yeah.
Except for the boots you're wearing. Like the boots. How'd you get them boots back? I thought they disappeared, but that's cool. You got his boots. Fancy shit.
They were a boon from Nike. I'm surprised you
Hell
noticed.
yeah. Well, I've seen it. They look fancy. It's good. I like fancy shit.
The boots are what saved you from that dragon.
Cool.
What? So Max?
least-
Yeah. So wait. So here at the palace, Anetalu was here at the palace though, right? Yeah.
Yep. In the Shadow Realm.
Oh. Oh. Was the ground consecrated or was it?
The Almost Inquisition took care of that. I think they're still here actually.
No. I mean when Max died, when your friend died, was it tainted or was it consecrated?
Oh, it was fucked.
Oh. Anyways, we need to get to
Technical
this.
term.
We need to get to this library and Gallandill's library. And if it's truly here and we've been searching for it, then we might be able to get a leg up in this. We could even find the blood binding ritual that we're looking for.
question for the DM.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ragnar heard her say his name specifically, but in stories, have I heard of this library?
Give me a history check.
Well, and we did just inform you.
Yeah, so we're kind of just...
Okay. So, I got a 12.
A 12? So you actually have heard about the distant stories of a lost library, though you didn't know it was about Gallandill's library. But if you looked hard enough, I guess, probably in the White Tower's library or talked to one of the scholars there, they might have been able to tell you more. However, it wasn't a very prominent thing. But you did, and you have, heard of tales of the lost library and how the dwarves had a primary hand in building that.
Yeah, I remember that's my ancestors. I am Frostbeard.
You are a
Oh.
Frostbeard, that's right, yeah.
I am. I'm
Yeah.
Ragnar Frostbeard.
Mm-hmm.
Oldest of my family. I have many young siblings and cousins.
Really? Well then,
Yeah, actually.
you might be able to get us in. I don't know.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll try.
Maybe. You have to come with
I am
us.
the oldest of my line, so I'm already a part of this.
She's like, you lot should come and see me later when we're... And she kind of looks around in a more private area, a more private place. We have much to discuss.
That'll be Captain Poe's ship, as we will be leaving momentarily, I hope.
Yes, I'm arranging stuff with the Flaming Fist. They should have it
Thank
here
you, sir.
within the hour. Yes.
We should give Vinbin some time to do his training, I guess. But we'll leave. We could travel by night. Do you think?
Well, the ship deck has plenty of room on it for Vinbin and the monks to train, if they so wish.
That is a good point. Very nice. Well, you're the captain of your crew, so I think we should listen to you, at least about the itinerary. But we are.
Yes.
Do you know where off the coast?
Well, yeah, but I think maybe we should, not be here.
Well, yeah, I know. We'll be leaving soon. We'll talk on the ship.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. But I have to gather some of my things. I didn't really have time to unpack, so I'm gonna be quick. And as she's in the middle of talking, I don't think he's on here. Yeah, no, he's not. Where is he? There he is. Captain Darman, Zaj, you see him walk in, look over at you guys, and he approaches the table with a dwarf fellow that's kind of in ornate gear, and he kind of walks over, and he's like, how's everyone doing this morning? Captain Zaj kind of addresses you guys and looks around. He's like,
Doing all right. I do have a quick question before I forget for you, Captain Zaj.
Good morning, Captain.
Surely. But first, this is Commander Ulfgar Darkmountain. He's the commander of our army.
Have I heard of the Dark Mountains?
Give me a history check.
15.
15. Yes, you have. They're a greedy lot. Though they're very, very, very stout. They are a force to be reckoned with. However, they are known for their capitalist endeavors, and they really don't care who they step on to get there. You believe...
Have the Frostbeards and the Dark Mountains had dealings in the past?
They might have, but it would mostly be in favor of the Dark Mountains rather than the Frostbeards.
Alright. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and just
Okay.
gonna answer questions if I'm asked, but I'm not gonna speak up. I want to just listen for now.
Right, I heard you lot had a good time taking back some of these districts, and it's much appreciated. The Azorius Guild pays handsomely. Perhaps you should have been contracted under them. But that's neither here nor there. We will need the Loxodon to come with us. I assume that's not going to be a problem here.
Well, is she coming back?
Captain Zodge looks over at the commander. He's like,
That's not up to us. We don't really care either way. Interests are interests and contracts are contracts.
What kind of contract do you have in dealing with the Loxodon?
Because right now she's contracted to Captain Poe.
We don't really divulge our contracts information, but you gotta understand, it's not for some evil son of a bitch.
Can I roll an insight check on this guy and see if he's bullshitting me right now?
sure. Give me, if anybody else wants to do it too. Captain Poe kind of dabs the side of his mouth and puts his hands on his hips, scoots his chair out and stands up, and he says,
Over my dead fucking body, you'll be taking the Loxodon.
I'll
got a
stand up
tw-
with
I
Captain
got a-
Poe.
I got a 24 on that, and I will
24?
also stand.
So you
I
notice,
got a 3.
from what you can tell, he's legitimate. It's not for somebody who is evil.
I say, when your men deliver, and you will deliver, we will be on our way. You will not be taking her as she is under my care, contracted under the Strixhaven College that would surely see the ruin of the Flaming Fist.
The commander snickers a little bit. Captain Zodge kind of stares blankly at the Captain Poe at the GIF, and the commander says,
Oh no. No, not Strixhaven College. What are you going to do, throw books at us? We have a contract, Captain, and I respect yours, but the Flaming Fists comes first. If
I'm
it
gonna
puts
use
your
my-
mind at ease, it's for the Azorius Guild, and they pay well.
I'm gonna use my mage hand to rise the book, or to rise my my grimoire above my head behind me. Is there something wrong with throwing books?
Oh, not at all. But you can throw your books if you like, but they're not going to do you much good against my army, who, might I add, has surrounded this palace, has taken back this city. Sure, you might kill me and you might kill my captain here, but you wouldn't make it out alive in this city.
No, there ain't gonna be no killing. Ain't gotta be no killing. Why? Why is it all gotta go back to killing? That's just
Listen,
nasty business.
I'm with
people.
you.
There's
Let's not
civilians
try
here.
to kill or do anything.
I don't want to kill
especially in
anybody.
the palace.
I think this is. Now, I know you are contracted
while
with
they're
the
doing this-
Azorius Guild. Sorry.
"Yes, Carwessa?"
While they're doing this, what is Lorscheel's face? Like, how's she reacting to this?
She's just kind of like sitting there. Her eyes are wide. And she's looking back at Captain Poe, looking back at the Captain Zodge and Commander Ulfgar, then looking back at Bellator, and then looking back at, she's just, her eyes are darting back and forth, and she's just kind of still, like, what the fuck just happened, But
While this is happening, and they're distracted arguing, can I lean down and whisper to her? It's like,
yeah, give me a
where
stealth
do you
check.
want to go? That is a 14.
14? Okay, a 14 passes. There's a lot of kind of like bolstering and talk going on. They're not actually being very quiet about it. They're just, their voices carry. They speak from their gut, They're, you can tell they're used to being authority figures. So you do kind of lean over and whisper to her. And on top of that, it's not like Loxodons have small ears, So she kind of looks over at on the side of her mouth. She's like, we need to get to the library.
And the Giff, I don't know why the Azorius Guild would want me. We need to get out of here.
All right, I kind of nod to her, and while they're arguing,
Mm-hmm.
can we just like stand up and like walk?
Yeah, so as she says that, Captain Zaj kind of looks over and he's like, we don't know why the Azorius Guild wants you either. Alright, but here's the thing. We don't want bloodshed. We don't. All we want is the Loxodon. The Loxodon will be in safe hands, but the Azorius Guild, and usually we don't even divulge this, but since we're working together, we need to have some sort of even ground of trust. The Azorius Guild wants her for some reason or another. They're not evil people. They never have been and they never will be. Have they had to make some tough decisions sometimes? Sure. But it's always been for the greater good. Let's say we'll give you guys 24 hours. She can relax a little bit. We brought her here safely. We'll bring her back safely. As long as that's what the Azorius Guild wishes. I can't guarantee she'll come back, but I can guarantee you that she will be safely in the hands of the Azorius Guild, and perhaps you guys could take it up with the guild themselves. Does that sound fair? 24 hours. We'll come back to the palace. Everything will be fine. We're respecting King Yazid's wishes, and we're not having our men inside of the palace guarding it. But we will be outside the gate, and we will be watching. Captain Poe, we're still going to deliver because we're contracted, and the Flaming Fist always delivers. We're going to get you your ton. It should be getting to your boat here soon. We're going to do it under good faith that you're not going to just try to skip the city and bail on the burning bay. Alright, because if that does happen, I am going to tell you right off the bat, right here, straightforward, we will have to hunt you down until we collect the Loxodon. You folks have a good day. Think about it. Please don't leave.
I'm gonna, as they're walking away, I'll kind of follow them a little bit because I want to
Okay.
ask another question.
Okay, sure. So
Yeah.
they get to the door.
Captain Zaj.
And then
Something
the
you
commander
said.
keeps walking, and then Captain Zodge turning around. He's like, yeah.
Something you said struck me as wise.
What's that, my friend?
Now, tough decisions for the greater good.
Indeed.
I cannot give you any assurance, but I can tell you that our mission is for the greater good. We have certain keystones that need to. We have our magic people that know all that, but we are seeking to defeat Mogral'duul to end this undead plight traveling across the land. I know that's hard to believe. I know it's a lot to dump on you, but what if you let Lorsheel complete her contract with Poe first, and then we'll deliver her to you. Once we're done, once we don't need her anymore and we've saved the world, you can have her. Just right now, a tough decision for the greater good is my favor. We don't want.
I respect it. I really do. The Flaming Fist contracts come first. And I'll tell you what, even if I wanted to, that's not my call. The commander, he makes the calls. He decides the contracts. And he is all about contracts. If there's no contract and you pay us, it never happened. Right? I've seen him rob people blind. And I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I'm no saint. But here's the thing. The fist comes first. And that's what it is. I respect what you're doing. We know all about what's going on. The Azorius Guild is figuring it out too. You got 24 hours. Roll me a persuasion check, Matt.
15.
15? He kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he says, sorry, it's all I can do. And then he goes to turn, and he stops for a second. He says, I can buy you some time. I can buy you a little bit of time. I'm going to give you 30 hours. Whatever she needs to do it in that time. But that's all. That's all I can do.
Well, it might get messy, but we'll bring her back to you.
I hope so.
But
For your sake.
you have my word. Oh yeah, I'll lay down my life if my word is broken.
He kind of nods and then he walks out.
Alright, I'm gonna go back up to the table and like super duper hush hush. Like, okay, I talked to Zaj. He's gonna give us 30 hours. We need to get the fuck out of here now and finish shit and bring the fucking Luxodon back so they don't fucking kill us. We need to do what the fuck we need to do now.
He said we cannot leave the Burning Bay.
He said that to us, yes, that's official. That's officially. Zaj, he'll fucking deny that I even talked to him. But I had a pretty sincere conversation with the guy. He mentioned a decision for the greater good, and I mentioned that to him again, and he has made one as well. He's going to buy us a little bit of time. And after that 30-hour mark, the Luxodon needs to be back here, if we can. If not, they're going to hunt us down until they get the Luxodon, then at which point, we'll still give them the Luxodon either way.
We cannot...
sorry, Lorsheel.
We cannot do that.
But
my contract strictly states that I am to return Professor Lorsheel to Strixhaven College personally. And we, like any other mercenary that has a noble cause and an honorable one, will fulfill it to the end. And me and my 8 men will fight an army of the Flaming Fist, should it come to that. They do not
I thought about that,
have
actually.
a flying ship.
What if we went and did our thing, right? We saved the world. That's what we're going to do. And then you take us all back to Strixhaven. That's your thing. That's the contract. And then we can deliver her to the Flaming Fist. Because either way, your contract is fulfilled. I don't want to put a tarnishing on any of your reputations. I'm trying to find a compromise.
Don't I get a say in this? What do they want me for?
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know, but
you're talking like I'm a token. I'm not a token.
So
I'm a professor, a very good one at that. At Strixhaven College,
you're an asset.
that's a very prestige one. And I don't know of any other colleges really. Now that I think about it, and what do they want me for anyways? And why are they being so cryptic? I don't like it. You know, we usually get funding like this. They don't just come. This is kidnapping, you know.
We will not be sacrificing one person just to meet our goals.
Thank you.
What do we become if we do this?
I don't, I'm just so hungry. I'm stressing out. Is there any more food? And Captain Poe kind of pushes his plate over to her, and she begins to eat it. It's like, this is just, I don't know. This is bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. She just keeps eating.
They will not take you, Professor. They will take you over my dead, cold corpse. I will die gloriously defending you. Know this.
But Ragnar is right. We should take advantage of the 30 hours that we were given. If they can't tell you what they need you for, but I do think we should take advantage of the time frame we have to get done what we need to get done.
Perfect. Let's take a bio break. We'll meet back here in about 5 minutes or so. We'll come back we'll come back here about 12 after. So whenever you guys get back, Vinbin, we're going to do your thing. See if you can't find somebody that you're looking for while all this is kind of occurring. Cheshire, you will have returned by the time that Captain Zaj and all of them have left. And then we'll all kind of meet at a head right there, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Oh boy.
Well,
Matt, remember how I said I was on my villain arc?
Yarp.
Yeah, I started relearning Latin again. You all might need to band together and defeat me in my wizard tower eventually.
Uja Yuya Yik speak Payatanly.
Not pig Latin, you fuck. That was
Oh, Akfe Uye.
fair enough.
All right, all right. Is everybody back?
Three of us are.
Indeed.
I haven't heard from Ben or Jordan.
I'm here, just haven't been saying anything.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
All right, Jordan, or Vinbin, I guess I should say. We they had just walked over. They had nodded to you. Elty and them had just left. You were walking over to the bald guy.
Yes.
Okay. You approach him at this table. He's right down here to the south. What happened to you?
That's something I shouldn't have. And
That
now
happens.
I'm looking for someone who might help me fix my armor or help me get some new one.
Looks pretty fucked up. I can fix it for you. For a price, of course.
How much be you thinking?
What do you have to trade? These are tough times. Gold isn't what it used to be these days. I could patch that up. We're gonna patch it up real good. Get you all settled. Are you gonna be needing some armor for your nub there?
No, I'm trying to find something else for that.
Right. Well, I don't think it'll cost you very much. If this was normal times, I'd say I could do it for about 5 gold or so. Got anything worth 5 gold? Or do you got 5 gold? I'll take gold too. I'm just trying
I
to...
do have 5 gold.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Yeah, here's some 5 gold. And do you have anything that could be strapped to my arm, like a little crossbow or something that could be attached to my wrist?
Why? I do. I got a hand bow if you want one. I don't know how you're gonna load it though.
I'll find a way. How much for that?
We got 13 gold for that one. Or something of sufficient value.
I don't have a whole lot of gold. I only have 15 total, so I'm off by 3 gold. So I'm trying to see. I don't think I have much.
Alright. We got 15 gold on you. You gave him 5 gold. Do you have anything else of value? Well, why don't you try to barter with him? Why don't you roll me a persuasion check to bring it down? Bring it down.
Persuasion, that'd be 24.
24? Perfect. So you talk to him for a little bit, and, you know, you let him know who you are, and, you know, kind of, you know, the reason why you lost your arm. You don't divulge your guys' mission or anything like that, but, you know, you make yourself noticeable as to the reason why the city's been cleared out a little bit. Well, I suppose I can give you a discount. I'll repair your armor for 3 gold, and I'll give you about, well, 50% off or so. So you give me a total of 9 gold, and I'll get you a hand bow, and I'll repair your armor. I think that's more than fair.
Very much appreciated. How long do you think it's going to be? Because I'll be in the train yard doing some training, or maybe with my comrades talking.
Well, if you meet me back here in about 3 hours, I'll have that done. I can go get you the handbow now if you like.
I'll go with you because I'm going down anyway. So
Perfect. Suit yourself. Let me finish up my breakfast here, and we'll head down.
yeah, just let me know. I'll come tag along, grab that bow, and then I'll see you later.
Cool. So he finishes up his breakfast. You follow him down to the servants' quarters. It looks like he's got a slew of stuff down there. He's got like a wrist crossbow, kind of like an Assassin's Creed hidden crossbow that you put on your wrist, and he gives you 10 bolts with it. He's got some other stuff. It looks like he has a few daggers and a couple of short swords that look like they've been polished up. He's got some sharpening stones and so on and so forth. He's got a couple of buckler shields, and he's got a bunch of like a stack of leather that he uses for patchwork, and he's got a couple of chain link armors down there and a helmet. He gives you the hand bow. He's like, "You want me to put it on your wrist?"
Yeah, much appreciated if you can.
Well, yeah. Might as well see if we need to tighten it up a bit or not. He puts it around your wrist and he tightens it up. It seems a little loose at first. When he tightens it up, there's not a notch to put the latch through. So he kind of takes it off and he takes like a bigger needle and he kind of pushes one through and then he makes a latch for you really quick. Hammers it in with a tiny little like cobbler hammer and puts it back on your wrist and fits it to you, and then he tightens it a little bit. He's like, "That doesn't hurt, does it?"
Seems nice and snug. And I have a question for you. What happened to my rapier and stuff? Because I never pulled out my rapier and my daggers to just like keep and take it off and put it somewhere.
Yeah, no, they took all your gear off. It's upstairs next to the bed.
Before I go out there, I'll go grab those two ones
Okay.
that I'm done here.
Perfect. All
I
right,
also
well,
set 2 health potions by the bed too.
he did. Yep,
So
that's
you
with
should
your.
grab those, Vinbin.
He put those next to your gear by the bed. He's like, "Well, I'll meet you back here in about 3 hours. You come down here, and you'll have yourself some new armor."
Thank you much. I never got your name. I'm Vinbin.
The name is
Let's see.
Jax.
Pleasure doing business with you, Jax.
Absolutely, pleasure doing business with you. You're gonna be a local hero around here. Don't forget about us little folk.
I'll see what happens in our travels in life.
He turns around. He sits down at his little wooden table, and he's got some lamplight there, and he nods to you, and then he begins to immediately get out some leather scraps and stuff like that, and he starts working on your armor.
Cool.
You do have leather armor, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah. Awesome. And so then you go out to the you go upstairs and you grab your stuff, and you go to head out to the training grounds. All right, the rest of you guys, Bellator, Kaewessa, Cheshire, Ragnar. Cheshire just now comes back in. Where is he? From collecting a vial of poison, he kind of comes up to the table. The group kind of fills you in on what the fuck has just happened. With the whole Flaming Fist scenario, the library, and so on and so forth.
I let them know that I collect.
Okay, you kind of show them the vial and stuff like that, and
Yes, it's very adequate poison. If rightfully applied, yes.
well, what are you guys doing? I'm gonna go gather my things.
I shall accompany you, Professor.
And then
We
she,
should all gather our things.
Professor Lorsheel
We should
gets up,
find Vinbin as well.
turns back towards the plate, takes another last bite really quick, and then leaves with.
You can just take the plate with you.
Oh no, it's fine. She turns back around and grabs the plate and then goes walking back out. Captain Poe keeps like stepping and then stopping and stepping and stopping, and then he follows her out.
We shall meet you all on the boat when you are at the ready.
He walks out.
Where is the boat right now?
The boat is back at the harbor.
But we can't leave the castle.
Well, you guys can leave the castle. You just can't leave the city.
Okay.
But you guys can leave the city if you fucking wanted to. He just said, don't leave the city. Stay around. I mean, you guys are going to have to leave the city. You're going to have to leave the city one way or another.
Yeah, we're gonna have to run the fuck away. We're just gonna like take off straight.
We basically got the cops. You're a person of interest.
Yeah, basically. So you guys are gathering your things.
Mexico.
Yeah, right. So you guys are gathering your things up.
Gotta find the little one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna gather my things.
Okay. Well, he has a speaking stone, so. And Bellator's got a book.
Vinbin, where you at?
Grabbing all the stuff, all my weapons from upstairs, and gonna go train with LT and Kate.
You guys actually
and
run into
Georgia.
him. You guys actually run into him when you're heading up there. He's grabbing his stuff by the bed when you guys all
Gorilla
approach.
Is Gorilla and LT up here?
No, they're out at the training grounds.
We should take them with us too if we can.
Where the fuck is Ragnar? There we go.
Well, Vinbin, I'm gonna apprise Vinbin of the plan that we're trying to leave soon. So I don't know. I mean, him getting armor is a priority. So
The gift that was stationed outside comes in. He says,
Captain Poe will be ready to leave in an hour or so. I am instructed to stick with you until such time, if you do not mind.
that's fine. We will be at least 3 hours. Vinbin needs new armor before we set out.
All right, I will inform the captain, and I shall return. When or where will you be within the time when I shall return? It will be about...
Training ground.
Perfect. All right.
and he kind of leaves. Oh, so you guys are going out to the training grounds?
Yeah, just collecting all the stuff from up here.
Okay.
Well, we have our bags. I'm
going
going
to
to
the
put all
training
my
ground.
stuff in my bag as well.
Perfect.
And then perhaps, Bellator, you should inform the king that we will be leaving here shortly.
I will, yes. I'm gonna send a message to the king and say I'm just gonna inform him of the situation with the Azorius Guild.
Okay.
Kind of very clearly making threats in his castle. And that we're gonna try to see what we can do to get where we need to go.
Alright, cool. I cannot fucking remember where I put this goddamn... Where I put the fucking training grounds. I thought it was up here, but it's not. Was it in the district? No, it's in the district. Where the fuck did I...
Some of requirements style. We need to need it more.
I know, right? Yeah. I can't even remember what the fuck it was called. Training? Just Xanthers? Okay. Where the fuck did I put that fucking map? I should have put it in here. I don't know why I didn't. Council room, palace, secret chamber, dark place. The pretty big district, big floor district, mansion arena, plus anchor. Palace chamber, lower floor, throne room. What the actual fuck? It wouldn't be under Falungrim, would it? No. Fuck, I cannot remember where I put the fucking training grounds. Or why. No, that's for flyers. That makes 0 sense. Did I put it uncategorized? all. Why is it showing me? Or maybe it accidentally got deleted. I don't know. Because Burning Bay District would be. Let me see that. No, it's not it. This gate. Sure. Nope. Oh my God! It's Palace Grounds. For fuck's sake. I just spent that entire time looking for it, and it's the fucking Burning Bay Palace Grounds. Good God!
Damn it.
By golly, Jim.
By Joe, I think he's got it.
Yes, yes, of course. There we go. Alright, so you guys all meet out here. Now that I've wasted 5 minutes of our time. Bellator. Vinbin's up top. LT and Gorilla are out here. Perfect. So you guys come to the training grounds. LT and Gorilla approach you, Vinbin, and they say, "Are you ready?" Vinbin?
I just go up to them and like, pretty much like to go train to like just have my rapier out and like pretty much ask them like, hey, can you help me train up my arm and just keep going until like can't do it anymore.
Okay. Alright, so you guys go to train. Give me a Constitution check.
Can I eat the egg you gave me
Sure.
before I start training?
Yeah. Yeah, so you eat the egg. Give me a Constitution check with advantage.
Give me 1 second. I need to see what my cons.
Sure.
Unnatural 20.
That's all. Awesome. So you guys train for a bit. They try to show you how to use it. You guys go back and forth. It seems kind of wonky at first. I mean, you have used 2 daggers in the past, so it's not as wonky as it would be with somebody who hasn't. But you have become, you can use it, but it's not quite as accurate as your right hand. So when you use it, after doing a few hours of training with this, you can successfully hit somebody at a normal pace, although you would not have advantage on any of your attacks. But you would
I don't have disadvantage.
But you don't have disadvantage on your attacks either. Every now and again you do mess up, so I would be rolling a 1d4 to see the outcome every three or four attacks that you do. And then you may or may not have disadvantage on that attack, but it will be about every 3 or 4 attacks, as you would still be getting used to it. But as of right now, normally you can just kind of hit. You guys do a couple hours. It wasn't as hard as you thought it was going to be. But they do kind of guide you and kind of help you as far as using the rapier and using your knife.
Sometimes that 3 hours I'll just train like that, and then once the 3 hours is up, I'll go get the blacksmith and get my stuff back and get my mask that was with my armor.
So at this point, we'll say that the few hours have passed. You guys have all kind of trained. You guys can all take inspiration.
What is that? Is it just a 1d4?
Yeah. Take a 1d4 for inspiration. You guys can apply that to anything you like. Saving throws, checks, rolls, or damage rolls. It's up to you. You do go down to the blacksmith, and you find that he's there. He has it all sewn up. It's all ready to go. There's a little bit of patchwork on it. However, it's very sturdy. It's not torn or ripped or anything else like that. It is slightly discolored as far as some of the patches that he's done, but it's barely noticeable. But it does fit you well. He kind of fits it on you. ties it up, makes a few adjustments, clips it, and then pats you on the shoulder and says, "Well, that'll do. That'll do, pig." No, but he's like, "That'll do. If you ever need any more work done, go ahead and come on back to me, alright? Send your friends. Times are rough."
I'll definitely try. Have a good one. I think I might be leaving the city soon. I don't know.
Leaving
My
the
teammates
city?
having it.
Well, I hope that you send business my way wherever you go.
I'll see what my life brings me, and I'll see.
Perfect. He kind of nods and turns back to his work. What are you guys doing now?
I think we should meet up with Captain Poe.
Perfect. That should be District 8, I believe. Awesome. Look at all the GIF. Boop. 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 Alright, so you guys all come down. Captain Poe's up here at the helm. You guys. Perfect. So you guys board the ship. The GIF are waiting for you. There's some down below deck. Captain Poe kind of comes up to the ledge, looks out. He's like, "Are we ready?"
I believe we are.
Actually, LT and Gorilla are there as well.
Very well. Professor Lorsheel has given me the coordinates, and we will be sailing out. However, we will not be initially flying. We will try to set out when the night comes and go under the guise of the darkness.
Indeed.
Is there a room I can go and train where I don't disturb anyone?
Yes. You may do so on the deck. We will stay out of your way so long as there is not any sort of conflict, whether that be the seas or enemies. Or you can go down into the hollow of the deck down by the supplies. It is rather open for someone of your size.
I'll go down to the supplies, because I want to try something out and don't want to hit anyone.
Okay, cool.
Professor
Still can't believe.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I still can't believe we got all those people off this ship with
I know.
fucking
With the
vaudeville
Yeah, that
tactics.
was
fucking
amazing.
so ridiculous. I'm so upset that I didn't have that properly recorded. Like, so fucking upset. Like, I tried to dub over it and do stuff like that, but it just wasn't working. You know? But it's had,
Essentially, you just post a 30-second video saying, "All right, so these motherfuckers,
basically, yeah. Well, we did that with the rehash on the last one, so I was
yeah,
like, fuck.
these goofy ass motherfuckers."
Yeah.
But Professor Lorsheel is in the cabin, just underneath me here, if you wish to speak with her.
LT and Gorilla, we will be down below deck, training with Master Vinbin.
No Rolo though. He left, huh? Didn't he?
Rollo is not present. And neither is Mahaver. You guys haven't seen them for a few days.
Yeah, they probably went. They're doing their own thing.
Are you guys going to go talk to Professor Lorsheel, or are you guys just going to wait till night?
I'm gonna go join Professor Lorsheel.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll stay. No, I'll go talk to Professor Lorsheel.
Okay.
After that, I was gonna say, Mr. Nuts didn't get any training time in,
Yep.
so
He can go down below and train if he wishes.
Yes, I was about to say go down and train for a bit.
Okay. Um.
I'll follow them down to talk to the professor.
Okay. She's just right in the cabin there. So you guys go inside the cabin. Professor Lashiel's there, and you know she's like, oh, you guys made it. That's great. That's great. That's great. Right here, and she begins to point on a map. She's like, right here is where they say that the lost library is. Gallandill's library. And she kind of points off the east coast of Falungrim. So I don't know exactly how far out it is. I'm not really good at just directly reading sea maps or anything like that. But I'm more better with land maps than I am just the whole calculations. It's neither here nor there. It's right there. You see that tiny little speck on the map? And she kind of points and leans in. She's like, that's where they're saying that it's at. It's the only other place that it could be.
well, so the majority of it's underwater.
Oh, I don't know if it's underwater or not. I haven't personally seen it myself.
Well, it's just speculating. That's just a tiny dot on the map. I would maybe it used to be this huge structure.
Well, there is such magics that make you smaller, and it's not necessarily big itself. And if you enter the gates, maybe you shrink down. I don't know. I mean, that's really rare magic, and that only happened once. But it's it's one of those things where you won't know until you're there. You know?
Yeah, I'm not too versed on magic.
Oh, we live for it at Strixhaven. You guys should visit sometimes. It's a really nice place. I'll show you around.
That'd be cool.
And this does seem to be our best lead to discovering what we can to defeat Mohaver.
That's right. The what? Who?
Not Mahaver. Not Mahaver.
No, Mahaver's a friend.
Not Mohaver. Wait, sorry.
Mogral'duul.
Her head kind of turns, tilted.
Yeah, I had a brain fart. Yes, Mogral'duul.
Oh yeah, Mogral'duul. I was like, wow. I don't know who I'm in league with here, but okay, yeah, perfect.
That'd be a hell of a twist, though.
All right. So.
Mohaver slighted us, and we didn't even know.
Yeah. You have many opportunities to kill you, and just I'm playing the long game. No, if I can. She's like, that's what I want to tell you. I forgot. For Mogral'duul. Anyways, it's not Mogral'duul or Mahaver or anything, but the library. Yeah, remember I was mentioning you'll need an invitation only, and you can't get in, otherwise you become one of the jaded. Well, I was doing some research and through some of my books, and the jaded actually had jade masks melted onto their skin, so that when they walked around, no matter where they went, all the scholars would know that they were trying to be thieves or trying to get in or whatever the case may be. I think it's a bit of a harsh punishment, but well, that's the whole lore behind the jaded is they try to get in and somehow they put jade masks on their faces and they melt them to them, and or I don't know how if it's that grotesque, but yeah, that's the jaded. But anyways, I have an invitation. I just didn't want to say it when we were sitting there at the table. I actually have an invitation. And she kind of goes through her bag and pulls out this this glass kind of vial that's large, and she uncorks it, and she pulls out this really old looking paper. It's crinkly, it's brown, it just sounds like it's going to shatter into millions of little dust pieces. And when she unfurls it, on the front of it, you guys read that it's, it says in common that this is an invitation to Gallandill's Library of Research and Knowledge. And it kind of goes on to elaborate about how all the books they have and how it's prestige and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, yeah, but this is an invitation, and this is a long shot, but I'm hoping that it works. I have in my possession an invitation, and hopefully there's no name on it. it's signed by the Gallandill family. I, hopefully this is only like some sort of magical barrier or something, from what I know, that might just let us in.
Well, you said that Frostbeards could do that too. What if you made a contract and I signed it? An
Well,
invitation and I signed it.
I wouldn't be able to make the invitation. It has to be done through the scholars of, well, say your family. Are you a scholar?
No.
Then shut the fuck up. All right, so no, I'm just
Okay.
joking. I'm just joking. She doesn't say that. She's like, oh damn. All right. Well, it might work. I don't know exactly. Maybe you could copy this down. I don't know.
I don't see why it wouldn't. Because, well, the Frostbeards are a very long line of prestigious dwarfy people.
Dwarfy people.
Dwarfy
Right.
dwarves.
Right. Yes. Yeah, you can try. I think maybe if you sit down at the desk and maybe you make an invitation out. You know how to write in common, don't you?
Common and dwarvish.
Oh, perfect. All right, cool. Just don't touch it, okay? And she kind of like unfurls it and puts a couple weights on the side of it, and then you see her kind of wave her hand over it, and this tiny little field emanates over it and then dissipates. You know, just to preserve it so nothing spills on it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna sit down and start copying it.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
I'm just gonna kind of watch over him,
After giving like a
see what he's.
go ahead.
Because I'm a scholarly man, so I'd like to make sure that he's doing it well.
Right. Okay. And what are you doing, Karawasa?
After giving a very pained look to the old paper and just horrified that it's gonna just blow away. I'm gonna turn to Lorsheel. Like, how are you holding up after everything that happened back at the palace?
Oh, you know, I'm doing all right, I guess. I feel a lot better now that we're on the boat and that we'll be leaving tonight. That'll be great. I think that'll be really, really good. The sooner that we get away, the better. I don't know why the Azorius Guild, they need to talk to the Strixhaven administration if they want anything to do with me. They can't just come and take professors. That's not how the world works. Or, well, I guess, I don't know, Falungrim is, there's different customs, but I know that that's not okay.
No, they should not just be plucking people off the street. If they wish to speak to you, maybe they can give a letter of intention to your school or somewhere else to see if you would be willing to actually help them.
And that's exactly how things are supposed to happen. And even if Strixhaven asks me to, I can simply say no, and I don't wish to do such a thing. But, you know, between us, when I was traveling with the Flaming Fist, yes, they did save me, but, you know, I saw them beating people, and that couldn't have been our enemies. They couldn't have been our enemies. They were just folks. I don't know exactly what was happening, but we passed by an alleyway, and they told me to keep moving, and I did, you know. None of my business, you know. It's not what we're here for.
Kind of nod is just like, well, we will do what we can to make sure that you don't have to go with them.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things get right, and I will definitely be talking to somebody at Strixhaven about the Flaming Fist, and somebody has to be held accountable for their actions, although I don't know who is doing the beatings, but somebody will know, some way. Anyways, how's that writing coming along? Give me an intelligence check, Ragnar. Or actually, give me a sleight of hand.
18. That's a positive modifier.
Awesome. So you're doing fine. You're writing it along. It takes you some time. It takes you about an hour or so.
Can Bellator give me a help action?
Sure.
Because he knows a lot about this.
If he wishes to. Yeah.
Speculating.
You can ask Bellator for help.
Bellator,
Yes.
you mind looking at this, see if I'm doing it right? Give me advantage on my roll.
I would be happy to help.
Awesome. So go ahead and roll again.
We'll stick with the 18.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so he kind of gives you some pointers and tips, and you're kind of still soaking it in, but you keep a steady rhythm. Vinbin and Cheshire, what are you guys doing while this is all happening? Vinbin, let's start. You said you're going to do something you want nobody to be around for?
Yes, I wanted to play with was it the handbow?
Okay. Cheshire kind of comes up into the doorway and kind of sees you sitting there, about to mess with the handbow a little bit.
I see him and I just proceed to walk into a corner to practice my dagger skills.
Okay. Cool. So you kind of see Cheshire doing some kind of combat motions, some ducking and bobbing and weaving, some flurrying of his knives. You see him kind of spin them around and slice back and forth, do a couple of stabbing motions, jump back and then jump forward. Just kind of like he would be if he was like shadow boxing or training, but he's just got a couple of daggers in his hands.
I don't pay much mind because I want to he's trying to figure out how he can load this by himself, so he's
Okay.
just going to shoot and test how he will like reload. So he's trying to find like the best way to do it. If it just like have it
Perfect.
to the ground or something.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, so you shoot it, and then how are you trying to reload it? So the way that the blacksmith set it up is that you have the bow or the on the under part of your arm. You also have a strap that has the bolts in it that you can either put around your arm or you can latch to your belt.
I'll do with the arm because what my thought process is that he either grabs it with his arm or he grabs it by his teeth and just like puts it in there and loads it in that way.
Okay, awesome. So so yeah, give me a perception check.
E4.
You got a 4?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't really notice anything. You look down at it. You try to pull it back. And after a little bit, you successfully kind of pull it back. You're doing it with your teeth, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. You struggle a little bit, but you can't exactly pull it back all the way. And as you're struggling, your nose accidentally hits something, and you hear this click, and you see it kind of expand itself like a rubber band back to its position.
I would just scream, "Damn it!" and just like keep trying.
Okay.
I'm just pretty
Oh, no,
much like
no.
this is my.
No, it came back and it latched itself. Like some.
Oh. Like I hit something and it came to latch it.
Yes, like you hit something in it, and it didn't do it fast, but it kind of like spread it and kind of fucking latched it again. And it took a couple seconds for it to do it.
I'll try to figure out what that was.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
Nope, that's 4.
Awesome. So you look around on it, but you can't quite figure it out. You don't see anything too apparent immediately. How are you loading a bolt?
I was gonna grab a bolt and try to like with my teeth and try to nudge it in.
Okay. Why don't
I'm just like testing stuff how shit would work.
Yeah, why don't you give me sleight of hand. Sleight of teeth.
You want a disadvantage or?
No, just give me a normal roll. Don't add your proficiency or yeah, add your proficiency to it too. But no, I don't think at disadvantage.
Okay, because I have a plus 13 to sleight of hand, so
Okay, that's fine.
that
Jesus Christ.
I
Well,
do.
yeah,
1d7.
27, awesome. So you pluck this out, you lay it down in there, and you kind of nuzzle it with your nose really quick, and it latches in. It's ready to be fired again. Because there is something to be said for, while it's foreign to you, you're still dexterous. You still have that kind of dexterity flow to you. So it's not like you're completely impaired. Like, I would see that if it would be like somebody normal that didn't fight with two hands, wasn't super dexterous, they would be struggling a lot more than what you are. And I think that's fair to say that you would probably adapt a little bit better and quickly versus somebody who wouldn't have your skill sets. All right, so it's loaded.
I'm just gonna fire ahead of me where there's no one, just at the wall.
Okay.
And just like have a point, pick a point, and shoot.
Okay, cool. Give me another intelligence check. You shoot it, it hits the wall, and now you're looking for the button again.
That is 18.
18, awesome. So you see this tiny little latch lever off to the side that it looks like you can nudge with your nose perfectly, and when you do, it clicks back, and it takes about 2 seconds for the band to come back and stretch out completely before locking back in. It seems to be some sort of spring-geared mechanism that the smith had made.
I pretty much take note of that mentally and just like, cool, that's a way to help me load it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I just use my teeth and I'll probably do this a good couple, like more 10 to like 30 times just
Sure.
to practice it and grab the bolts. And
I'm just going to say that you kind of do this until, you get really comfortable with it, until nighttime comes and the GIF and everybody's ready to take off.
cool. And in there, I'll probably take like one or short rest just to not feel exhausted later.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to do anything before nightfall happens? And you guys set sail.
Just help him with the invitation.
Perfect. By this time, the invitation is done, and Ragnar signs it, and Lorsheel kind of comes over. So, oh, that looks really good, and she kind of takes the field off of the other invitation, rolls it up, and puts it in the glass vial jar again, and then corks it, and you see it kind of latch, and that looks really, really good. Do you think you can? I don't know how many of us are gonna go into the library. Anyways, try to figure that out. Try to figure out how many are gonna go in the library. It'd be nice if we all had an invitation, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. I don't even know if the invitation I have is gonna work.
Well, I could make more.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was asking. If maybe you could. Here's some more parchment. She kind of puts down a stack of parchment. She's like, make however many you think we're gonna go in. I think Captain Poe will go with me, and I'll be going in, of course, and whoever else you think will be going in. All right, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you think about that, and she like walks away.
Okay. I'm gonna make 10 because I count everybody, including LT and Gorilla, and that's 9.
Okay.
So I think 10's just a good rough guesstimate of an amount to make.
Sure. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Because that one too. Because what if hers doesn't work?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Can I get a help action from Bellator?
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have advantage on that.
I got a 16.
16. Okay, cool. So it takes you a little bit of time, but by the time that Captain Poe comes into the cabin, he's like,
We are ready to sail. Is everyone ready?
You finish up the last one. You're finishing up the script. The waves and stuff like that aren't too hard against it. It's actually pretty steady.
This is no guarantees that we will be returning to the Burning Bay. If anybody wishes to do anything, now is the time. We will be leaving in 15 minutes.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Awesome.
I think we should continue on our mission.
So you guys feel the anchor slowly pull up, and you see out the windows a couple of the GIF, silhouettes of the gift in the night. As pitch black as it may be, to those that do not have dark vision, they're untying the ropes and throwing them aboard, and they're all getting on the planks, and you see one of them actually pull the platform down, the plank off, and then you see him dive into the water, and then you hear kind of a rustle on the side, and he's climbing up the side of the ship. The ship does pull out to harbor, and is very quiet. You guys do see on the beachhead, there's a couple patrols of the Flaming Fist with torches walking about, but nobody seems to notice as they're far out from the beach. But you guys do successfully set sail. You guys are on your way to Gallandill's library on the east coast of Falungrim.
Very cool.
So in the middle of the night, you guys kind of get some sleep, you get some rest, and you approach this island in the early hours of the morning. The anchor comes down, you guys wake up. Captain Poe comes into your quarters downstairs, says,
We have arrived. Assemble your party. Professor Lorsheel is at the ready.
and I think that's we'll leave it off until 2 weeks from now.
Wonderful.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good shit.
Good fucking shit, guys.
All right.
It's been a long time since we weren't at the Burning Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. And now you guys are out to sea, which is awesome.
And I got motherfucking, what is it? Superiority dice to use.
Yeah.
Pretty excited for that.
Yeah. You're gonna need them. So it's it should be interesting to see how things play out. Yeah. We'll see what happens. So we
Sweet.
will meet next week, or not next week, excuse me, 2 weeks from now, on the 15th at 2:30 for Gallandill's library. Everybody
Very
good
good.
with that? Nobody has
You
to.
said the 15th?
The 15th, yep.
Sounds good.
I know you're.
All right.
Good.
You should be back
Cool.
the day before or something like that, right, Jordan?
Yeah, I should.
All right, cool. If not, let me know, and we'll work things out, see what we can do.
Right now it's off, and I believe I come back on the 14th, so it should be fine.
Fucking perfect. All right, guys. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, good
Woot.
ones.
All right, bye.
Yes.
Bye, bye, bye,
Bye.
bye.
Good
Bye.
day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.